If you're going to make a change, make it now. If you're going to make an improvement, make it now. If you're going to take an action, make it now. I don't think enough of you understand how limited you are for time, how the chance of you becoming successful is already so small. And by you not taking action every single minute that you can, and like as soon as you think that you can do something, or as soon as you think you should do something, as soon as you think through just, some of the basic pros and cons of a decision, just make the decision, just go all in. Too many of you have this decision paralysis where you're sitting there just thinking day and night about this decision. To be honest, you have to really think about what life you want to live. You got to think of like your future, right? So even if right now, even if you're in that situation, you don't have control over a lot of things, maybe financially you're not, doing too well, a lot of that stuff, right? It can really bog down like your mind, and it can make you think that like, oh, you're never going to be able to achieve certain things, and it can drag you to this level where you're focused on the wrong things. So many times people are spending, minutes to hours trying to make a decision or changing the whole course of their day to save a couple extra dollars. But you have to really focus on the long term. Yes, sometimes that's necessary, but is that really how you're going to get to the next level? Is it by penny pinching and focusing on just saving a couple of dollars? Is that really going to elevate you? I agree. There are a lot of ways to get things for free resources online. You're watching my videos completely free, right? All these things are free, and that's amazing. But there is a point where you have a diminishing return for each dollar you try to just save versus trying to make an extra dollar. If you can flip that on its head, and instead of saying, hey, let me save as much money as possible, try to say, let me make as much money as possible and do things that are in line with that. Of course, that doesn't mean overnight you're going to start making a ton of money. And in fact, overnight success often takes 10 years. And that's the reality that no one wants to face. I can be here making videos for the next 10 years before I see any success. But that's something that you have to be willing to take. That's a risk, a chance you have to be willing to bet on yourself in order for you to actually move forward with your career, with your future, with what your idea of who you should be. If you wait for tomorrow, and you wait for the day after, and you wait for next year, pretty soon you'll be in a situation where you no longer have control. I think people don't understand this. I'm 20 years old right now. In a couple of months, I will turn 21. And then a year after that, I'll turn 22. And as my perception of time just gets squeezed, time passes faster and faster and faster. If you do not make conscious decisions every single day, you will drift until you're 45, or you'll drift until you're 60, until you're 80. And you'll look back and ask, what kind of life did I live? And was it really something that I'm proud of? Sometimes you're fine by drifting. But other times, if you really want something more, you have to be very intentional, because each second, each minute you get is a gift, and you have to treat it as such and squeeze the most value out of it. Because if you do that, you will be ahead eventually. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be a week after, it may not be a month after, but eventually you will be ahead, and you'll be so far ahead it won't even be funny. But you have to make that decision, you have to make that commitment.